Hey, I get it. I had a tongue biopsy this summer. Try having one of those. A tongue biopsy. It's when they take a chunk of your tongue out and send it off to be evaluated. Yeah, that's what I did. Nah, and they were like, well, we got to do it eventually. I said, well, you better do it today because I'm not ever coming back. Yep. Oh. Yeah, but believe it or not, in about 2 days. And they told me it was about 48 hours it was their back. It hurt a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did slightly. I was. They numbed it slightly, not a lot. Because it's not like going to the dentist, so they do like a little topical something across the side of your tongue. They do it on the side. So, they just sort of numb the gum, and then they use the same kind of needle they do when they use Novocaine, and then they put a giant needle inside of your tongue. So you can see it humming at your tongue as they pull out your tongue and then stick the needle in it. That burned like a whoo! Or say it. I can't open fire. But once they numbed it up, I couldn't feel it. But I think the dentist said better painkillers than the ENT has. Before personality. So, and then they just sliced out a section. So they had to rule out cancer. So I did not enjoy that procedure at all there. All right. So yesterday when we were here, we talked about electrolytes. What did we say an electrolyte was since Andy was not here? Let's review. Okay, material when dissolved in water will do what? All right, so you have to dissolve in water and conduct. So, since we're talking about that definition ever so briefly, can water be an electrolyte? Okay, I heard a no and I heard a yes. One is obviously going to be right. Can water dissolve in itself? No. Water cannot dissolve in itself. So, given that water cannot dissolve in itself, water is not an electrolyte. Okay? Water does not dissolve in itself, so water by itself is not an electrolyte. Okay? So, yesterday, we said electrolytes can be strong or weak, right? Now, we said if they were strong, they dissolve how? Completely. All right, completely is fine, or 100%. Now, if they're weak, they dissolve much less, okay? They're going to be partial, all right, much less. Now, did I say anything about non-electrolytes? Okay, let's do that real quick while we're doing that. All right, so today we're also going to pick up non-electrolytes. Okay? Non-electrolytes we're going to pick up today also. So, based on our definition of an electrolyte yesterday, we know a non-electrolyte will not dissolve in water. Okay? It will not dissolve in water. Hold on. I wrote that wrong. Hold on. I'm fixing it. What's that? Go back. Will not. There we go. That's the word I want. I can't get daggone thing to erase the way I want. There we go. Will not conduct electricity when dissolved in water. That's what I want to say. Will not conduct electricity when dissolved in water. So, Like I told you yesterday, I highly, highly doubt that you will be asked to talk about these definitions on the exam. Now, who knows? They ask all kinds of logic questions. There's only 45, 5 of which will be field test questions. I mean, I didn't look. I just assumed it's fine. But yes, that's the 45 questions. Page 1. And I haven't heard the difference, so I'm assuming it's the same. I do know that there is only one test that has true response this year. So you know how social studies tests always test true response to pass? They don't have any this year. The only one that gets it is English 3, I think. I think so. It was first spot, yep. So last year I had to get English, math, and social studies, and I had 3 different sets of highlighters going in the directions book because once I read the wrong directions, I had to go back and fix it. I need to know how to reset the calendar. Where are the number of test sites? I don't think it has in here, so it must be 45. Yeah, I think it's still 45. But anyways, as long as it's not changed, and I can't find anything that says it has changed, 40 of them count and 5 of them don't. The problem is you don't know which 5 don't count. You hear me, Allie? 45 as far as I know. I can't find anything that says it's changed. I feel this. Yep. I can't find anything in here that says it's changed. So I'm assuming it's not changed. They used to have a chart that shows you how many were on each side. The only folks that would have would be anybody who started early enough to finish before Christmas. So early college could very well have, yes. Yes. Okay, but it will be the same test. Yes. The last statement we will read in the directions will be, please don't discuss it on social media or blah, 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 blah. So you can't discuss it with me, but you know, what you do on your own time, I can't control. Now, strong electrolytes. We did this yesterday in class. So let us refresh where we were yesterday for Andy and any of you who might have forgotten what we talked about. So to be a B. How did I lose the whole thing and now I can't? All right. So strong electrolytes. What did we say you had to be a strong electrolyte yesterday? All right. So metal and non-knows what kind of compound? Very good. All right. So anionic. 4, 9. I got no one today. All right. Anionic compound is made of a what and a what? A metal and non-metal. Anything that's an ionic compound is automatically going to be a strong electrolyte. What else? Huh? If the rule that I would give you is generally take your metal boys. If they're on the left, make it a metal. If they're on the right, make it a non-metal. Okay? That's the rule that I would usually do. Okay? So, what else? Strong acid. Now, these are the ones that I told you you're going to have to memorize, right? So, who are my strong acids? HCl, HBr, and HI. Now, what's the handy dandy trick? I told you to remember those. The halogens except for who? F. Okay? The halogens except for F. Now, my the other of my 7 strong acids, there are 4 of them. What was the rule of thumb I told you to help you remember those, to identify them anyway? Difference of 2 or more between what elements? H and O. So I gave you H2SO4, HNO3, HClO3, and HClO4. Now, we didn't talk about their names yesterday, right? This one is called perchloric. This one is called chloric. So they're perchloric and chloric acid. That's perchloric and chloric acid. HNO3 is nitric acid. You should remember H2SO4 is sulfuric acid. This is called hydrobromic hydroiodic. Now, those are done the same way hydrochloric is done. Okay? Just take hydrochloric and substitute in the other word. You should be able to do that. In case they do it in words, those are the words that go with it. Now, we said yesterday, if you're not one of the 7 strong acids, you're automatically a what? You're automatically a weak acid. Now, what was the last category of strong electrolyte we had? Strong base. Now, how did we recognize the strong base? Group 1 or group 2, and you had to be on a what? All right, on hydroxide. Now, that gets us through what we did yesterday. Does all of that ring a bell for us? Because I know none of us studied last time. So does that all ring a bell for us? Okay, so are we all good? Got Andy caught up? We all feel good about it? Yes? Okay. Now, can I go on to the next thing? Yes? All right, thank you for answering. Feel like I'm talking to myself in here today. All right, so who's going to be a weak electrolyte? How are we going to identify something that's a weak electrolyte? Okay, a weak electrolyte, first of all, is a weak acid. So, how are we going to identify a weak acid? How are we going to know something is a weak acid? Okay, that's one clue. And what other clue do we need that it's an acid? Where's the H at, Andy? Okay, a weak acid starts with hydrogen. Start with H, and you are not one of 7 strong acids. Okay? So if you start with a hydrogen and you're not one of those 7 we just wrote down, you are automatically decreed a weak acid. And therefore, you're a weak electrolyte. It is that simple. You are either a strong electrolyte or a weak electrolyte if you're an acid. You have to be one of the 2. The question is, which one are you? Now, the other type of weak electrolyte is a weak base. Now, weak bases sometimes cause an issue because these are any other element beside any other element in group 1 or group 2 on hydroxide. Okay, any other elements than group 1 or group 2 on hydroxide. And then there's some stray compounds that cause issues. I'm going to give you 2 of them that I know are going to pop up that you might see. So, what are these weak bases I speak of? Well, something like AlOH3, for example. Well, it has hydroxide, right? But to be a strong base, you had to be in what group? Group 1 or group 2. Well, where is Al? It's where? In group 13. That makes you weak. Now, where on the periodic table, when we were talking about strong bases, is a huge section of elements that I have just left off altogether and not talked about. Yeah, the transition. So, if we have something like zinc hydroxide or iron hydroxide, okay, both of those would be examples of weak bases because those elements are not in group 1 and they're not in group 2. So those would be weak bases. Now, other compounds that are a kink in the plan that are weak bases that people just have to learn are where the glitch comes in, such as NH3 and NaHCO3. Okay? NH3 is what compound? Is what? I heard it. That's ammonia. I heard it. I thought it was you, Alex. Ammonia. Okay? I know I couldn't hear you, Alexis, because I was straight in to hear Eileen. Okay? But yes, you had the right answer also. I was going to give you credit after I finished with Eileen over there. Give me a moment. All right, but both Alexis, even though he was a little harsh on me over here, all right, both Alexis and Eileen had the right answer with ammonia. All right, that is correct. And does anyone remember what NaHCO3 is? I got the same answer in first period. What is salt? Yeah, so thinking about NaHCO3, we used to this about. Why I thought you remember. Yeah. A. Now y'all get what's the favorite answer? A. Baking soda. Yes, this is why I said we're getting ridiculous now. I might as well say the answer. Alright, it's baking soda. Alright, or sodium hydrogen carbonate. Alright, you did it in the salt lab. That's why I thought you might remember. But both of those are weak bases. Some of you might have grandparents who are a little old school, and you have reflux. If you have heartburn, more likely heartburn, because a lot of people who have reflux take medication every day. But let's say you had something for dinner, grandpa's got a little heartburn, he's a little cheap, and doesn't have any rollways, comes close by. Grandma's got some baking soda in the kitchen, just takes a handful of baking soda, washes it down, great antibiotic. You don't have to have some rollways to come. It is cat chocolate. All right? Get up in the morning, realize, dang, I have toothpaste at the house. I can't go to school without any toothpaste. My breath's going to stink. Baking soda. Put a little bit on your toothbrush, brush teeth, toothpaste on fly. Yeah. What did you say? Yeah, you can eat raw baking soda. Won't hurt you at all. I know it. Yeah. You can use it for Okay, she uses for antacids, any of that. It's a lot like any of y'all ever take like goody powders for headache? Goody powders? I won't take them personally, but huh? I'm stressing on that. Anyway, my point is, if you take Advil, Tylenol, any of those things, what do they have on the outside? It has the logo. What's on the logo? What's the logo printed on? Either a plastic capsule or some kind of hard coating, right? The medicine is under that. The reason the medicine is under that is the medicine tastes how? Most people don't like the taste. It tastes bad. Huh? Okay? The medicine part of an Advil or Tylenol tastes bad. So they put them in tablets or capsules so that A, it's easier for people to take, and it doesn't taste bad. So let's say it hits the back of your tongue when you taste it with water, it's almost got a candy flavor to them. On them because they still taste not as good as eating a lifesaver. But however, it's not just nasty. Okay? It's just not gross. Now, if you take a Goody's powder though, and I see lots again, older people do this, Goody's powder is just literally a powder. You unfold a little wax paper, pour it in your mouth, and wash it down. What's the advantage to Goody's powder versus Tylenol or Advil in that capsule? It dissolves faster, it's got a greater surface area, it goes through your body faster, which headache is going away faster? The Goody's powder or the Advil capsule? The Goody's powder. So the medicine gets into your bloodstream that much faster. Yes, for the cyanide. That's why medicines now come with aluminum foil or some type of proof seal inside and outside. Because before they didn't have all those safety tamper-proof seals on medicine, and now they do, and that's the reason for it. Because people poison those medicines and people die. Yep. No, you just put them in a ring. No, they better be in order numerically and plugged in. Sorry. All right. To be a non-electrolyte. What kind of compounds are non-electrolytes? Okay, what kind of compounds are non-electrolytes? What's the only kind of compound we haven't talked about? Very good. All right, so how do we recognize something's covalent? How do we recognize something's covalent? They're all non-metal. They're all non-metal. Okay? Just walk, it's not going to hurt you. Little exercise never killed anybody. Okay? All non-metal. Thank you. Easy, don't set them so close to the edge. Careful, boots. Yes. Yes, you might. So something like CCl4, SO3, those things would be covalent, right? All right, do you think we can mix them up and try them? Okay. Hey. Does everybody have it? Daniel, go to get water. Oh, okay. All right. So if we look at these, what can you tell me about NaOH? Is it ionic? Is it covalent? Is it a strong base? A weak base? Strong acid? A weak acid? What can you tell me about number one? Ionic. All right, you can say ionic. There's nothing wrong with telling me it's ionic. Okay. What can you tell me about this? It's a hydroxide. So is ionic the best answer? No. So it is a strong base because this is group one and it's a hydroxide. So it's a strong base. So if it's a strong base, it's a what? A strong electrolyte. All right. Somebody was going to ask me, well, we have to tell you what?
Oh, never mind. Like, I was going to
Yeah. And then, no. What? They all in their same thing. Okay. Tell me for HBr. All right. It's an acid because it starts with H. All right. If it starts with H, is it a strong acid or a weak acid? One of the 7 strong acids. It's a halogen, but it's not fluorine. Okay, so it's a strong acid. Okay? So if it's a strong acid, it's a what? A strong electrolyte. All right, what can you tell me about MgI2? Is what? It is ionic. It is ionic. So it is a strong electrolyte. All right, what can you tell me about C12H22O11? Is what? Are you trying to set me over the edge a week before the exam? What is water's formula?
Yeah,
I don't know if they were. H2O is water. Then write water either way. Okay? That's sugar. The type of sugar. Okay? No, I don't think so. Okay? So C12H22O11. Alright, so if it's sugar, it's irrelevant at the moment. Is it ionic, covalent, strong acid, weak acid, strong base, weak base? It is covalent. So it would be a alright. If you are a strong acid, a strong base, or ionic, for any of those 3 things, you are a strong electrolyte. If you decide you're a weak acid or a weak base, you are a weak electrolyte. And if you are a covalent compound, you are a non-electrolyte. That's how you decide. Okay? You're strong acid, strong base, or ionic, you're a strong electrolyte. You're a weak acid or a weak base, you're a weak electrolyte. You're covalent, you're a non-electrolyte. Okay? That's the summary of those notes we took. So, when you looked at C12H22011, and you said it was covalent, the only option for covalent is what? Non-electrolyte. Are we there? Okay, so if I go back, and I look at KBr, what kind of compound is KBr? Is it an acid? No. Is it a base? To be a base, you got to have what on the end? OH, unless you're ammonia or baking soda. Does it have OH on the end? So you're not an acid or a base. You're either ionic or a covalent. So you're ionic. So if I'm ionic, I'm a what? You're right, Frank. All right, so if NO2, am I an acid? Am I a base? Those are out. I'm either ionic or covalent. Allie might be able to do something if she get off the phone. All right, H3PO4 is what? It's an acid. So, am I a strong or a weak acid? Now, if you don't know, subtract your H and your O. What's the difference? It's a 1. In order to be strong, you got to have a difference of at least what? 2. So it's automatically a weak acid. So it's what? A weak electrolyte. It can. The only one I can think of that I know that tricks people up is this one off the top of my head. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head that trips people up, Isabel. It's an exception. Okay, and this is oxalic acid. This one I know is a weak acid. That the rule does not apply to. Okay, this is an exception.
Why is that?
It just is. It's not a strong acid. Why it does not fit the rule, I don't know off the top of my head. Yes, it cannot be strong if the difference is 1. It's a weak acid. Okay? All right, so let's talk homework for tonight. Oh, no, that's Tuesday.